All right. Bills that you need to hunt for. Look for this. We're going to be looking over some really rare paper money in this video. You're not going to want to miss out on these banknotes because they're selling online for a ton of money. Let's hunt for them. You can find these out in circulation. So hopping right into this video, let's start off with the back of this $1 bill. You can see that nothing looks out of the normal. You do see that PMG designated this as a stained banknote. So if your banknote is stained, that's not the best thing. It's going to decrease the value a little bit. Keep it safe. Don't place that coffee mug on your bill. Anyways, flipping it over to the front, if you haven't noticed already, pretty clearly you can see that the overprint is inverted. That means that the seals and the serial numbers are upside down. That should not be happening whatsoever. But here's the kicker. You can see that this banknote went out in circulation for quite some time. People were passing this banknote around. They were spending it, they were using it like normal before someone noticed that this banknote had an inverted overprint error on it. They pulled it out of circulation, kept it safe, and eventually got it graded by a company called PMG. Now, PMG grades and authenticates paper money to make sure that it is indeed a genuine banknote. In this case, it is most definitely real, and it sold online for $264. Once again, a very circulated banknote, and by circulated, I just mean the bill was out in circulation, pocket change, passing people's hands before someone noticed it and said, hey, that's a rare banknote, I'm gonna hold on to it. Now I wanna zoom in a little bit here and give you 1 second. You can pause the video, leave a comment down below telling me if you see the error. If you don't, I want you to leave a comment saying, no, but I learned something after I tell you it right now. So this is exactly what you wanna be looking for on your 1969 $1 bill. I want you to look at the serial number at the bottom left. It says 6892. The serial number at the top right says 6792. This is what we call a mismatched serial number error. This is very rare, and you can tell that it does fly under the radar. People miss these banknotes all the time, but someone was able to find this out in their pocket change and turn a $1 bill into $336. Now let me tell you, if this banknote was in pristine condition, it would have sold easily for over $1,000. We'll go quicker on this one, but it is a very fine 30 grade. That means it has a good amount of folds on this banknote. It's a 1977 $50 bill that sold for $600. The big thing here is the fact that the overprint is once again inverted. It's upside down. Any inverted overprint bill that you have is going to be worth a lot of money. Contact a rare currency expert. If you haven't already and you want to learn the fundamentals of currency and coins, go ahead and click on our free ebook down below. There are no strings attached. All you got to do is download it. You can print it out if you want. No worries. Let's go to the next bill. Here's another one that can completely fly under the radar. This $100 bill sold for $780. Now, why? Why did it sell for so much money? The back looks normal, the front looks normal. I don't see anything wrong. Well, this could slip the eye of any collector or individual that handles paper money. It's actually missing the district overprint. So the overprint here is the green seal on the right and the green serial numbers and the black district seal overprint on the left. It's completely gone. Now, there are some scrupulous people out there that will try to replicate something like this with an eraser. They'll say, hey, I can turn $100 into $800 if I just erase this little seal over here. That's not as easy as you may imagine. A company like PMG is going to quickly find that out and not grade the note. Plus, it is highly advisable against defacing or altering any US federal currency because that is a crime. You don't want to be doing any sort of fraud when it comes to the US. Be very careful out there, guys. But if you're a collector like me and you want to collect these cool banknotes, buying or selling them certified by PMG or PCGS is the way to go because they will guarantee that the error and the bill are both genuine. And if they're not, at least from PMG's standards, they will have a full money back guarantee that if they mess up, they will buy the bill back from you and give you the refund of what you paid. Either way, getting your bill graded is the way to go. $780 for that one. Let's start on the back of this $1 bill. It sold for $1,200. At the top left, you can see that there is a pretty significant tear happening on this $1 bill. That will decrease the value, unfortunately. So just so you know, the back of the bill is the first print on all paper money. Now, when you flip the bill over to the front, you can see that the second print here, which is everything that you see is doubled, has an error on it. It looks a little bit blurry. That's because it had a double print on it. Just so you know, the last and final print when it comes to paper money is going to be that overprint, which you can see with the green seal on the right and the serial numbers, and then you have the district seal on the left. So that is all the third print. Now, because the second print is doubled, it sold for $1,200. $200. This one is really hard to see, guys, but pay close attention. This is what we call a paper splice error. So if you know what a paper splice is, essentially it's when you're putting two pieces of paper together, combining them. These sheets of paper eventually come to an end and they need to be spliced together. This banknote sold for $2,040. Now if you look very closely between Washington's eyes there, horizontally on the bottom half of the bill, it looks a bit darker, and on the back you can see very clearly the paper splice that's happening. So a paper splice error is really one that's going to fly under the radar. People aren't really going to see it, and if they do, then they are in for a treat because they can hold on to that bill, get it graded, be able to sell it online for a ton of money, just like this person that's turned $1 into $2,040. $2,160 for this $1 bill. Looking at the front, you can see there's a bit of an ink smear happening, which is not the best look, right? It's not that cool of an error, however, it's dramatic enough to call it. The big factor here is going to be on the back. So you have the first print, which is the back, that is double printed. Very cool, very collectible, very dramatic. Remember, the more dramatic your error is, the more valuable generally it's going to be. That's just simply how it goes, right? If you have a really cool dramatic error, people are going to want to pay more money for that because it's out of the ordinary. It's not that common. Once again, $2,160. $2,640 for this 1953 $5 silver certificate. I'll make this very brief. You can see that the seal and the serial numbers are blue. That's because this is a silver certificate. It's a genuine United States note. So back in the day, you could actually bring this $5 bill to your local bank and they would give you equal value of silver in return. Now you may be asking yourself, what's up with those red flags and that red crayon that was marked out on this bill? Well, those are called BEP rejection marks. BEP stands for Bureau of Engraving and Printing, where they print paper money. So a quality control manager noticed, they said, hey, the serial numbers here are not matching. You can see it says 46727 on the bottom left one and 46726 on the top right one. This is a big mistake. So they caught it. The only issue is it kept going through the printing process and it got out into circulation. So whoever was doing their job after the quality control manager, they didn't destroy it like they should have, and that adds a ton of value. Typically, a 1953 $5 bill in a 65 is not worth anywhere near this amount of money. $2,640 it sold for. $3,120 for this 1969 $1 error note. I'll be pretty quick here, but if you look on the bottom right hand side of the front, you'll see that this has an additional overprint. So there's an extra serial number on this bill. Very, very cool, very collectible. That's why it sold for a staggering amount of money at $3,120. All right, so this is pretty new. This came into existence around 2020. Nobody really knew what it was before this, even though it's a 1995. Essentially, it's a defacing roller imprint. So during the printing process, one of the people that worked at the BEP rejected this whole sheet. They defaced it, meaning that it was no longer good, and somehow it got out. You can see it's bleeding to the back of the bill. The unique coloration of this defacing roller imprint and the fact that there are not many of these really known is why it's so valuable. 100% genuine rejection mark from the BEP, and that is why it sold for $6,600. Now, if you enjoyed this video, it would mean the world if you could subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one.